Hemingway lived in Cuba until 1961. He was one of my earliest literary heroes, though not when I had to read him in school. My first contact with him was one of the Nick Adams stories when I was in the 8th grade. At 14, the beauty, simplicity, and depth of Big Two-Hearted River escaped me. It was only when I was a young adult that I rediscovered Hemingway. I was in the Greenwich Village Public Library and happened to pick up a copy of A Moveable Feast, an account of his life in Paris as a young man. It was the last book he wrote. From the very first lines, I could feel the nostalgia, melancholy, and beauty the spareness of his words conveyed. Of Hemingway's A Moveable Feast is this. Then there was the bad weather. It would come in one day when the fall was over. We would have to shut the windows in the night against the rain, and the cold wind would strip the leaves from the trees in the Place Contrescarpe. I like to come here, to Cuba Libre, on Upper Street. Over the years, I've read almost everything Hemingway wrote. One of my favorites is still A Moveable Feast, but I especially love the collections of short stories, Men Without Women, The Snows of Kilimanjaro, The Short Happy Life of Francis McCormick. The New York Times wrote in 1926 of Hemingway's first novel, quote, "No amount of analysis can convey the quality of The Sun Also Rises. It is a truly gripping story, told in a lean, hard, athletic narrative prose that puts more literary English to shame." Many critics consider Hemingway's spare, tightly written prose his greatest contribution to literature. Today, you can trace his still considerable influence to such fine writers as Raymond Carver, Cormac McCarthy, and David Vann. Hemingway could do brilliant action scenes, and yet I think it's really interesting he said this, quote, "Anybody can write an exciting story and make it interesting. The trick is to learn how to write a quiet story and make it interesting." I can recommend the pina colada.
Let's go now. All right.